BBN. The energy level is high tonight. I am back here on another Thursday night show of the Loyal BBN Fan Show, and we are just going to kick this right off, and we're going to have a blast tonight talking UK sports. Don't forget, please let me know where you're watching from. Please let me know if you got a birthday, anniversary, or something special going on in your life today, and let me give you a shout out for whatever's going on. I'd even give your wife a shout out or your kids. Let's just have fun. And guess what? Hurl gets the first big shout out, being the first person live tonight. Yes, baby, Earl, you hold it down for fam. What's good? My first YouTuber tonight coming in tonight. Let me see who's going to come in. Remember, I still got to do a Facebook and I still got to do a X first. Yes, first of everything tonight, Earl. You own it. You are on point tonight, and I look forward to having a great, great show. Hi, Larry, welcome in. You just missed the first place, Larry. Earl said, I'm getting you. I'm actually like a minute late, so my apologies. I had to do one last test of the show just to make sure that my service is running right because I'm sick or tired of stuff going bad. But look, we're going to have a great show tonight. Thank you so much for joining in and watching tonight. Jeff, welcome in. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Tonight, guys, we're going to be talking let's see. Let me go back to this right here for a second. I should have wrote this down. We're going to be talking about La Familia versus the Ville and the TBT. Are expectations or is the hype is it too much hype for the basketball team? And Stoops' comments is not setting well with a lot of fans. So let's just get right into this. Let's go, baby. We're still looking for my first Facebook individual and still looking for my first X. So I can give those shout outs. I'm not sure. I see you. Clint, welcome in. It's good to see you. Shot Glass, I see you. Shot Glass is back with us. Good to have you, man. Look, Shot Glass, I know, man, life happens, things going on, man, but I know I got your support, so I appreciate you joining in tonight. It means a lot to me. Matt Short, I see you, little short guy. You the guy. Appreciate it. Let's just have a great time tonight. Our Wildcats in the La Familia is playing down, baby. Look, don't get it twisted. Just because these just because these guys have gotten a little older now, that don't mean that we still can't give a major L's down. That's how we roll here at Kentucky for sure. Is the Ville TBT decent player wise or team play? I mean, because I don't get to watch it live. UK's in the house tonight. I don't get to watch the TBTs live, so I got to go back and watch the replays or whatever. But it appears, of course, people's going to edit videos to show what they want to show or whatever. But it appears, and like some people can actually correct me if you watch the game live or if you was at the game or whatever. It seems to be one of those events where especially for like what I see for Kentucky, of course, I see that our guys are really going out there, really trying to play ball, really want to win. I mean, they got a chance to win what, 70? I think it's like $70,000 a piece. So, I mean, it would behoove them to go out there and want to play as a team so they can get this done. And now Louisville's standing in the way. And look, we can't let these guys beat us, man. We can't let this guy have not watched that particular team. So for me, what I've been able to see, it seems like, and you know what? Nate Sestina is playing at a high level right now. He wasn't a bad player at Kentucky when he was there, but it just seems like as he gotten older, it's like this dude's hitting some shots. So it's good to see these guys here. The last game that they just won, James Young, he actually finished it off. I always did like James Young. I'm always a guy who likes to watch left-hand shooters. Those guys, they always impress me. Aaron Harrison hasn't changed a bit. The guy's still shooting the shot. He's still making them. He's still testing his range, and he still got it. So, because we talking about teams, them dirty birds up north. I show my L's down, baby. You got the L's down. Let's do it, baby. Supposedly already 7,000 tickets sold for UKUL TBT, expecting to set a record. Maybe that would be nice, man. I really hope that they can break that record. I mean, I know these guys are older. I know these guys have actually been, gone for a little bit. Most of them most of them been gone for a little while. but I still think because that's really true. But outside of Cantor, once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. So, you can see Tyler Eulis. And also, I'm not sure if you guys knew it or not, but if you guys seen the video, I had a chance to see where the players for La Familia, they gave Pope a jersey, a white one and a black one. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure what Willie 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐊 saying to him. I'm not sound like he said I wore it for you already, but it just seems like those guys are really, really embracing having Pope here as the new coach here as the new era starts. And it doesn't look like there's any animosity because Cal, the way Cal left and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like everybody on the team is truly embracing Coach Pope. And I think that's how it should be, because at the end of the day, Kentucky basketball is bigger than any coach out there. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you can go and you can come, but Kentucky basketball will always still be here, and we will always still making a name in college basketball. Remind on the team is you know what? And I haven't really watched a whole lot of the Ville yet. I think I watched maybe like a half a highlight reel that they had when they played the game or whatever. But as far as really watching them play, I haven't. But look, it's gonna get physical. And people say, well, these guys are all washed up and these guys can't play basketball anymore. I think it's going to be a very, very, very competitive game. And I think both of these teams want to be able to do it. I forgot to give the shout out to, and it looks like, let me see so I can get this right. It looks like Matt Short. I gotta see. Matt Short, you get the first shout out for the Facebook. I appreciate it. Linda, I see you as well, too. Thanks for joining in. I see you, but all good down south. Shot glass. Been a hot one. Yeah. it's a little heat storm coming. I think these individuals are tripping. No, I think those individuals are tripping. What do you mean by that, Clint? I'm not sure. I didn't really see John Wall said after TV. He'd probably be on the team next year. Oh, that'd be cool, then. Hey, Moose, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you for those words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, go Cats. Let's go. Damon, thanks for joining in. Appreciate you. U of L's 2 of 18 versus 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐊. Basically, hey, man, let's just get it. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun, man. It is. And look, Willie is still playing at a high level when it comes to protecting the rim. Nothing has changed. He's older. We understand that. But these guys, they still know how to play basketball. And, sometimes once you get out there and you get going and you get them bones moving again, you get a chance to really go. Now, some of these guys have picked up some weight. And it's hard to see some of these guys. Devontae, thanks for joining in. It's kind of odd seeing some of these guys from La Familia and then they picked up some weight. Like, I didn't expect to see Bledsoe that big. I didn't expect to see James Young that big. We've seen it when they was young dudes, and they was stout, and they was thin, and they had muscles. And even Miller. Horton's big, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. like you didn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of odd seeing these guys like, okay, hold on. Who is this guy? Like, I think it did. Then, like having Bledsoe with all that hair. Like, I'm not used to seeing you with all that hair, Bledsoe. Like, where'd you get that from? Did you just put that in yesterday? So it's kind of odd seeing some of these guys, but nonetheless, these guys. Hey, Rick, thanks for doing it in. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's kind of odd seeing some of these guys come back in the form, in the body form that they are. But Love and we all come in different body sizes and everything. So I, for one, don't have the place to talk about anybody who has picked up some weight. So, but it's just good to see these guys help out. So, this is. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's definitely, nothing going on a Monday night. There's no sports going on. So this is going to be good. Not just for the tournament, but just for Kentucky. And I'm pretty sure it's going to have a lot of eyes on it. You can't talk about Kentucky and Louisville in the same sentence and not have some kind of like, okay, let's see what this is going on right here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how this is actually, let's see how this is going to unfold. Because it's always going to be some animosity between Louisville and Kentucky. So So to me, it's just kind of like I'm looking forward to actually being able to see this ball game, to see these guys play. And I think it's going to get scrappy. I do. Nobody, thank you for the videos that you sent me today. I got them, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I think it's going to be really good. I think these guys, look, man, like I don't know what all of them's doing financially wise. I know some of them, like Bledsoe. I'm pretty sure he doesn't need 70,000. Well, anybody needs $70,000, but you know, just to get a check for $70,000 for winning, for winning some basketball games. Come on, man. Let's win. I want some, and of course Tyler Eulis, I think he gets a little bit more than that because he's the head coach or whatever. But overall, I think these guys really, truly enjoy being back playing together. I think these guys really want to go out here and win this. And now, I mean, this is the matchup that people really want to see anyway. People wanted to see Kentucky against Louisville. You can call them La Familia or you can call them the Ville. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we know that it's Kentucky versus Louisville, and that's all that matters. And look, we got Cantor's little brother, and he is playing basketball. Like this guy can truly play basketball, and that's what's so exciting about this whole thing. He came into it. They've embraced him into the team, and everything is going good, man. So I'm very excited. So it's gonna be physical, trash talking out there. Look, I don't know how many uh, uh, NBA guys that they have as well too, but the thing about it though is this thing's gonna get really competitive, really fast, and it's gonna heat up really fast. It's gonna be four hard fought quarters of basketball, and that's for sure. Um, so good luck to La Familia. Good luck to go down there, throw them L's up, beat Louisville. Let's do what we do, and let's continue on this journey to winning for La Familia. So good luck to you guys, and go catch for you guys. Basketball. I watched and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys did too. I watched that interview with Kurt Chrisser, Williams, and Perry, and it was we already, me listening to him and me just getting excited for him, and it just continues to build the excitement more and more and more. Um, but I have to ask the question, guys, because I'm all in with the assignment. I'm all in winning number 9. But do you guys think we have the expectations are too high this year? Do you guys think we're trying to hit a? Do you think it's fair to ask him to hit a home run in year one? I mean, we know Tubby did. We know what team we know who Tubby inherited when he took over and everything. But is it fair to ask these guys in year one up under Coach Pope to go out and win number 1? I mean, to win number 9. All he said nope. he said he said nope. So I'm just wondering, is the expectations too high? Are we setting the bar too high for Coach Pope in year one? I mean, can't we just be any other fan base that just comes down and says, "Hey, let's just see what you got"? They all know that's what they're trying to get. Matt Short said, "Nope." Uh, They all know what they're trying to get. I agree. I watched the press conference again today. I'm ready for. I'm super ready for the season shot glass. Curran made me laugh with his freaking Kentucky, not Duke. It's Kentucky. So, it just really made me wonder. Is the expectations too high for Kentucky? Are we as fans? Are we putting too much pressure on these young men? So somebody said they're not young men. These dudes are men. These dudes are old. But it did make me wonder about that. And also, guys, I forgot to mention in the first of the show, if you got not this team will produce, we don't need to expect a 22-10 season. Championships, hope so Kentucky. But hey, I forgot to mention that the first of the show is that where's that at right here? Tonight is phone calls, guys. We're taking phone calls tonight, and get your phone calls in tonight with your thoughts. On if you think we're not having too much expectations. As far as basketball. Just if you want to talk about football, talk about basketball, whatever you want to talk about, please. Just when the lines opens at 270-220-0994, please. I can take phone calls. It ain't the best system, but it works. People can hear it. People's commenting. People can understand. So please, as long as I can do this, it's really good for the show and everything. So please call in or whatever. About 2 minutes or so per call or whatever. Just I'm hoping I'm hoping that people will call in or whatever, so we can have a great show with that too as well. So we can keep the conversation going. But I thought about that, and of course I told myself, nope. This is the assignment. You sound. Let's get number 9. Shh, I expect a 3-peat. I'm about to go watch the Pope intro presser for like the 6th time again. It's just it's just so exciting, man. Like I'm listening to Krista. Now, I listened to Perry. That guy interviews very well. You can tell he was kind of like, okay, like it's like he prepped it's like he prepped for the interview the night before. Perry is very well spoken. It was really, we've been hearing from a lot of players, but we tend to not hear a whole lot. No call in, no break phone. Okay. Um, for me, when I listened to Perry talk, you could just tell Perry he's ready for this moment. It's like he's been preparing for this moment for so many years, and now that he's here, now that the camera at Kentucky is in front of his face, you could tell he's just ready to answer. I mean, and as I said in my last show, him and Trent, those and Chandler, like those guys are making a strong case on why you just can't put us at the end of the bench and then just forget about us. You can tell that the comments from you can tell the comments that was from Williams is that these guys are growing. These guys are playing like they're not freshmen. They're I'm saying so they're practicing at a high level, and that's great. And also Perry mentioned that when they're not on the floor, they got a chance to learn. They got a chance to grow from what they're seeing being done on the court, and that's huge. And as William said, also is that we don't have to. We don't. He feel like that they don't have to that they don't have to walk them through the steps of playing college basketball because of the way that these guys are performing day in and day out in practice. And I think Perry with his shooting, he's getting out. Right now Perry seems to be getting all the attention, especially when you're dealing with the freshmen. He's his free throws, 90% from threes, and he's just killing it. And you could tell that it's just you could tell that he's comfortable playing at Kentucky. You can tell that he's comfortable with his shot. And the only thing he did is just changing uniforms from high school to college. But everything else about my game is only continue to get better. And I think that's why Kentucky this year will have a very successful year, because they're going to have 12 guys that's going to be able to play basketball at any given time when needed and when called upon. Even Chris Kerr acted amazed at the coaching staff and how we're teaching them, saying a lot from dudes been playing 5. Yeah, and that just goes to show that just goes to show the high intensity level, the high coaching level of what Coach Pope and his staff that he has put together is teaching these guys, and he's giving these guys a chance to truly know the game of basketball even more. And these guys are very receptive to learning past of what they've already been known. You're in here, it's a different coach, different system, and stuff like that going on. So what am I supposed to do when I get here? I need to open up so I can learn the system, so I can be ready to play basketball. And that's a sign of maturity right there. Is that I don't come in. I've been playing basketball for 4 years, and just like he said, I wasn't expecting to be playing college basketball for 5 years or whatever it was, but I'm here, and so now I'm still learning, and I'm still going to get better. And as a team, we're still doing our thing. Michelle, you get my first X view for the night. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Michelle from joining from X. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So, I just think it's their defense is underrated. I, you know, Everyone wants to talk about offense. And I don't think we've had a bad offense the last few years. Have we started? I mean, we was picking up big numbers last year. We just couldn't stop anybody. So for me, I'm excited about as Krista says. Oh, we're gonna shoot a lot of threes. We're gonna shoot a lot of threes this year. That's for sure. But I'm excited about the defensive part of the house. I feel like the last few years we have got abused so bad on defense that we had to try to score so much just to stay in the ball game. I'm looking forward personally to seeing how our defense shows up. And I'm looking forward, Williams made a good point. People are telling him just because he wasn't in this conference, just because he played at a lower conference, he can't. They said that he can't. He heard it as soon as he went into the portal. He heard that he's not going to be able to play at this level in a Power 5 school. So I'm looking forward. He's up to the challenge. I'm up to the challenge to see how this all carries over. And you don't think Garrison's going to come in and ready to go? You don't think Carr's going to step up and play defense? These guys are going to play defense because they understand the defense turns into those getting out and running and making those 3 points. And I look forward to those guys shooting about 45 threes a game. Well, that's a lot of 3-pointers. I bet 35. Yeah, I bet they average. And I didn't see your comment just now, but I mean, 40 could be on. It's got to be a couple of games this year that we go and we shoot 43 pointers. I think we're going to take what And he mentioned. Did y'all mention who was that? I think he said that it's not just go go go. We can actually get out there and really see what the defense is really giving us, and really we can kind of do it as a team for the five that's on the floor, and we can play to what the defense gives us, and we can take what's there. So that's really good. We're so bad defensively that one of our players literally tried kissing a dude. No, not tonight, dude. Nope, I'm not going there tonight. Appreciate it. Hey, Chris, welcome in, buddy. I bet it's closer. I think it's closer to 42 as well. I mean, we're gonna shoot some 3-pointers, but my thing is, I think we're going to take what's given to us. And being Williams, Williams, he said, I want to rebound and I want to play defense. So even if the ball, even if the ball goes into Williams, he's such a solid passer that he's going to just kick it out. And as I was watching videos today, the videos just rolled, so it just kept going, and it actually went back to like their, to their scrimmage. And some of the plays that I just really just stood out to me was indeed just Williams' ability to pass the ball, his unselfishness to try to turn around and post up and get his points. He ain't worried about that. He understands that, hey, Mark Pope didn't bring me in here to put up 18, 19, 20 points a ball game. That's not what I'm here for. He brought me in because I can play defense and I can pass the ball, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's, to me, when a person can come to a school like Kentucky and understand what their role is, even if that role does not, even if that role does not mean that you want me to score 10 points a ball game, it's other things that I can do to help out my team. And if you can play defense, and if you can pass, and if you can get it, if you can help us do what we do best on offense, and you okay with that, you belong here at Kentucky this year, and you can play in my system. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. That's happening with Williams, is that he understands that, hey, I'm going to pass the ball. I hope we beat the Ville Monday. I'm going to be and Shane Behan have a long past. I went to school with him and Silva, real piece of work. Can't give all info, but he got kicked out of he got kicked out for a reason. Well, hey, Kentucky Kush, good to see you as well too. I want to beat Louisville. I want to beat those guys too as well. And I don't want I want to beat them. But hey, how special would it be if we actually beat them on their floor on a buzzer beater? That would be good too. But at this time of the year, we just want to see some good, solid basketball. And why not keep the tradition together by why not, they beat them. I think why not keep it up and just go beat Louisville, and let's keep the tradition going, because we're going to beat them this year in basketball. Absolutely. We're going to beat them in football too. So we might as well just keep it up. La Familia, just keep doing what you're doing. Most of those guys on the team have never lost to Louisville. So, because don't lose now at this stage of your life. Don't have no regrets unless they forget your tights. Goodbye to the dribble drive. Yes. Hey, Larry, welcome to the show. It's good to see you here. Thank you so much. So yeah, man, I just think we'll go. It must take Kentucky. We'll go undefeated in the TBT. Matt, is that what you're talking about? Trying to go back down here for a second. Let's see if we can do this right here. like a snow involved and wouldn't fight me after making some crazy remarks. Crazy, crazy. Okay. Oh, because you went to school with him. Who was it they said? Bledsoe never has lost a game in Rupp. Really? Wow. Okay. Tighten up. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Thank you. It's good to see you as well, man. Good that you're here. Half of your players have never played Louisville, therefore they couldn't have lost to them. Um, well, most of our players are players who played at Kentucky already. I know we got like one that hasn't played Louisville unless he played with another school. But most of our players have actually played at Kentucky. Um, Grady, all those guys have played at Kentucky. So transferred in from like the transfer portal. But I think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna get that win over Louisville for sure. But anyway, every player played Louisville. Yeah, I mean, and the only one that I don't know if you play Louisville or not is Cantor's little brother. That's the only one that I don't know. Even if he's on his old team or whatever, I just don't know if he played Louisville wherever he was at. That's the only thing that I don't know. But that's it. See what I'm saying? So all of our guys have played Louisville, and all of our guys have beat Louisville. So it is what it is. We're going to go beat Louisville at Kentucky for sure. DHH, thanks for joining in. Roy T, thank you so much. Louisville, we hate those cards for real. We're going to talk a little football tonight too, just a little bit as well. Some of Coach Stoops. Hey, the phone lines are open. Call in right now. About a 2 minutes apiece. 270-220-0994. Let's hear what your thoughts about Kentucky sports is going on today, right now. Whatever you want to talk about, football, basketball, whatever. Get your calls in right now at 270-220-0994, and let's hear your thoughts. We always enjoy doing that. Little brothers, Cantor's little brother is balling. He is, but he's making himself right at home. But hey, he's part of the family. His brother was part of his brother's alumni here. So, he's part of the family as well, too. Will be Thanksgiving. We talking TBT team. Yeah, it's gonna be everything right now is going on is fun, man. And I haven't really, to be honest, I haven't really kept up with the TBT very much in the past. But it's just good, it's good to be able to say, okay, I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm trying to see what these guys are doing. I wish I was home so I can actually go to a ball game. Man, those tickets, look, I don't get any benefits. I don't have like no promotions or nothing like that. But if you're able to go to that game Monday night, you should try to go. I think it's going to be a fun game overall. And I think if you can go, then yes, you should actually try to go to that ball game. The tickets can't be that expensive, if I would assume, but I'm not really sure. So we have to just see what's going on and like stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. But yeah, hey, get your phone calls in, guys. Let's hear your thoughts. Played them before. I can think of Carl. Well, Carr is not playing with the TBT, so he's not playing Louisville. So we talking about TBT, not the regular season. The game that's happening Monday night. That's what I'm thinking about right there. So I think I almost sold out. Which did they say what the capacity of the game could be? If it is sold out, is it in the upper? Is it up like over 10,000 people? I hope they open up the arena for this, man. I mean, this is a this is a state holiday when Louisville and Kentucky plays. So I hope they shut down all facilities, shut down everything, close down. Oh, 15,009. Okay, so I hope they sell out, man. That would be a good crowd. That would be really, really good crowd. And I gotta maybe somebody was streaming online or something like that, and maybe I can watch it. But I would definitely watch it if I had a chance. It's just like the time difference is just so bad, man. It's just I think I might actually in 1 hour they sold 8,000 tickets. Absolutely. Supposed to be 20K at Yum. 20. I mean, the Yum Center is pretty big. Now I don't know if they're going to open up the whole stadium for this event or the whole arena, I should say, for this event. But it would be cool to see the place packed out. And they're going. Blue as come on, man. Blue gets in. Blues gonna get in, so we can freedom. We gonna get in. Gotcha. I was confused. I don't follow. Yeah, it's Chris. You all good, bro. You all good. But I think just going back to the team, just going back to the hype around our team this year. Is it just is it too much? Not enough? Is it just right? And I just it's hard. Um, it's hard not to get excited about what's going on with the team right now. It's hard to not have the high expectations of what our team could do. It I'm just ready for basketball season. I think we've been deprived. I think we've been cut short for so long that I think now that we have an opportunity, now that we can see the light, now that we can have that type of hope again. I think a lot of people, the expectations are just really high. And I think rightfully so, because we're just ready to get back to where we at. We'll be in the Birdhouse Monday night. We gotta do it. So is it at the Yum Center or Freedom Hall? Good question. Paul Kershaw says, "Is it at the Yum or Freedom Hall?" Can someone answer that question for him? Um, Last Louisville game I watched was at Freedom. No one talks about Perry too much. I did, yeah. Well, ADHH. My last video that I did was really about was about Perry and what he's doing and how it's at Freedom Hall. Okay, thank you, Earl. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tighten Up. Appreciate that. DHH. My last video, and I did talk briefly tonight about Perry because what he's doing is standing out. What his players are his players are really noticing how good this guy is. And I think Chandler made a comment when he did an interview about Perry and Trent and said that these guys are some of the best shooters that he's ever seen. So these guys are getting these praises. And my whole point of my video of last time, especially when it came to talking about Perry and talking about Noah, was all about these guys are making cases that I'm not just a young kid from Kentucky. I'm not just a person. I'm not just somebody from Kentucky who had aspirations of actually, can I wear a Kentucky jersey one day? No, these guys have earned where they're at right now. And these guys are showing Coach Pope and the coaching staff and the players, put me on the floor. You can count on me. I can play basketball. Teach me the level that you want me to play at even higher to where I'm at now, and I can get on the floor and I can produce. And they're making the case so hard that you're gonna have to play him. Like I'm glad I'm not Coach Pope. He's got 12 dudes right now that can go on the floor and actually play basketball, and he's got to find minutes for them. And see, that's the thing about having a team that's deep like this. Also having a coach who understands that I'm not going to run my guys in the floor. I'm not. I'm going to spread everything around because it's the longevity of the season, and he brings guys on, and they understand that, which is also part of the puzzle is getting guys to buy in that you may not get 17, 18 minutes a night. You may only get 13, 14 minutes a night, but come mid seasons when these other teams are completely worn down and beat up, and the kids are looking forward to the day off or whatever. You guys are still fresh. You guys still got fresh legs. That's when we go in, and that's when we run people out of the gym. Kentucky's going to run people out of the gym this year just because teams are going to have such a short rotation against Kentucky, and Kentucky's going to be spreading the love around. We're going to run guys off the floor this year. Just if for nothing else, that we're going to guys. These teams are going to be trying to figure out how do we keep up with these guys? How do we contest them? How do we play defense from them? Every single time down, it's something different. They never stop moving. They never stop shooting threes. And that's going to be something that I think is going to be the biggest advantage that Kentucky has this year is when teams get worn down, Coach Pope is going to say, okay, guys, let's turn it up and let's go get somebody. And I think that's going to be good right there. No such thing as getting too excited about your team. Well, Rick, this is for Rick Perry. Perry hit his last 300 out of 300 free throws. That's unheard of. Perry's playing, and that is the exact reason why I say Perry is making a case, and Trent from what I heard. But right now, everything just seems to be, what the astonishment of what Perry's able to do at practice. And I heard him say it, and I couldn't believe it. But most of those shots that he said that when they interviewed him, most of those shots was just going all nets. Wasn't even hitting rim. Oh, dude. Oh man, dude. Hey, but like I said, we go. Me and my wife went to Friday, Tuesday game. I want to go Louisville, but I gotta work. But I believe 𝐒𝐿𝐷𝐿 win it all. They're going to go get it. I believe the same thing. I think those guys are going to win it for sure. I got season tickets for football. Make sure to got for basketball, maybe so. So let me just go into. I know we don't talk a lot of football here. I know basketball is the thing right now that's going on, and everybody's really excited about it. And not everybody really talks football very often. But if you didn't see the comment from Coach Stoops, honest on assessment about basically this comment is about the NIL. And this is the comment that Stoops read. This is coming from 𝐶Paul's 247. Stoops says, I don't know how long I can take dealing with what I've dealt with. Myself personally, I can only do so much. I've never felt this kind of stress and pressure. Is that a good comment? I mean, what is he making? What, $8 million a year? $7-8 million a year, something like that at Kentucky. Isn't it his job to make sure that these things are getting done? Should he feel stressed out? Should he feel anxiety about what's going on? So we ain't scared of no team. Stoops was wanting NIL staff like Georgia, Bama, etc., not wanting NIL money. Okay, so because when I was reading this online and reading comments, it was a lot of people that seemed very upset about his comments about this. And, a lot of people seem to be really still bitter about him even wanting to go to Texas A&M and leave Kentucky. Are they justified for feeling that way? I mean, he came back to Kentucky, maybe because of the A&M fans didn't want him, I guess, from what I'm hearing or reading. But is that something that we should be upset about? Is that that Stoops was going to leave and go to A&M, but he ended up coming back? Don't coaches do this all the time? So I'm not really sure. Not shooting around, not seeing him yet. Mitch been slacking on NIL for years. 3-on-3 Vandy last year was ahead for UK year before last. I mean, what's stopping Mitch Barnhart from making the NIL better for the program? NIL is not going anywhere. I mean, and if he says that Coach Stoops is his guy and he wants to keep Coach Stoops here around as long as possible, why won't Mitch Barnhart buy into say, what do we got to do for NIL so we can make this the best that we can do, because this is something that's definitely not going away. I hadn't really kept up with it a whole lot, so this is just something new that I saw on X today, and I just thought I'd just bring it up tonight just to see, because football season is 37 days away or whatever it is. I'm from kicking off, so football is right around the corner, and here it is. We're still having these comments. We still seem to have these this turmoil about what's going on. So all of this stuff, hopefully we can get this panned out, so we don't take this into the season, because we got a chance to have a really good team this year, but we got to leave all that outside noise outside so we can focus on what's going on in the locker room. Okay, so that was one of the main reasons Stoops considered the job, and a big reason Cal left. Mitch hates paying players. I think Stoops needs to stop. Let me put some of this up on the board, man. Up on the screen so we can see this right here. Let's see. What is this right here? Nobody says Mitch is coming around, but UK is behind. Stoops needs an NIL staff, has about 100 players to deal with, not like Pope with 12. That's good sense right there. I can feel that. Yeah, it makes sense. Kent Wildcat says, I think Stoops needs to stop whining and know the job and he gets $9 million a year. No one's job is a cakewalk. Yeah, I mean, no, $9 million. What you want me to do for you, big guy? I'll help you out. Absolutely. Um, Man, dude, I mean, but it seems a lot of people that seem to really be upset about Stoops wanting to leave, and I don't, you know, a lot of these people they know this more. They keep up with the program more than I do as well. I'm sure, but I mean, all coaches kind of look and consider what's going on with, you know, with, with other teams and other job opportunities. So I don't think we can necessarily hold this really, really against these guys as far as what they're doing. 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒𝐂𝐑𝐈𝐏𝐍𝐿 just tweeted over 10,000 tickets have been sold for Monday night's game. Big, big time game, man. That's how big this is. And it's gonna be some people. NBA's not playing right now, so maybe the stars will come out for Louisville and Kentucky to watch this ball game. You never know, man. It could just be bigger than what we think it is. So um, maybe Jasper go to the ball game and just see how big the love for Kentucky really is, and see how much love that the players get even after they leave. Because he was at the game the other night as well too, so that's something good to see. Stoops said he give half his salary to NIL, but coaches can't donate. Well, take a pay cut and then just tell them to funnel it to somebody else. Then Kentucky's going to get in. Those guys are going to get into the ball game for sure. Do you know Las Vegas got Duke winning against us? Hey, Clyde, welcome in, buddy. Thank you so much for joining. I didn't see that. I don't really keep up with the bet odds very much, Clyde, but I will say this. That's why we got to play the basketball game. That's why we go out and that's why we play. And it's going to be fun. See, here's the thing, man. When you got hype around, a program like Duke, but then you bring in guys like Butler, you bring in guys like Krista, like you don't think these guys are going to take on the challenge of playing against a team like Duke? I said this the last show. These guys, they are living for this moment. Whether they come out publicly and say it in an interview live on camera, but these guys are talking. These guys are like fired up to be able to play this team Duke with all the hype that these guys probably are getting. But these guys are going to be ready, and it's going to be this is going to be a fun game when we play Duke. That's for sure. I had problems getting on. Hey, Jimmy, thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate it as well. Give you this. All the UK fans get with me. I'm the Rolex wearing, limo riding, jet flying, bad son of a gun. Kentucky is in the house Monday night. Go Cats. Okay. And Jimmy, I like it. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That's cool. Don't forget to tell me, guys, where you're watching from too, as well, too. If it's your first time watching, please let me know it's your first time watching so I can give you a shout out as well, too. 𝐒𝐿𝐑𝐈𝐏𝐍𝐿. I live in Louisville, and Louisville lives these players. It would be a March Madness environment. It's Aaron Harrison's time if I have ever saw one. Hey, and I spoke about him a little bit too as well. Nobody, I think he was here, but the thing about Aaron Harrison is, dude, the guy is still shooting it. Like you can see, he's out there having fun with it. He's out there testing his range just to see if he still has it. And so far, so good. So far, he still has what he set out to do. He's playing at a high level. When Louisville but was born on the blue side, I have a couple cousins that rolled off the couch too many times and are Tards fans. I have a cousin too that's a diehard Louisville fan too. He lives in Louisville. So Derek, I tell you, he sell houses there in Louisville. So yeah, he banking three. Look, he didn't even call it shot, and he banked it. Like, hey man, make sure you call that next time. I like how our fans can say crap like Stoops can stop whining. I like to see them coach and be the same situation with fans telling them to stop whining. It's a tough job, man. It is. I mean, and just like somebody pointed out too as well, and somebody made a good comment. Stoops has 100 guys. Mark Pope has 12 guys. It's a big difference when it comes to being able to keep up and being able to make sure that things are really in a much controlled, better environment when you have a much smaller size to deal with. That's a good point. So, but like I said, I just seen that And I thought it was interesting that a lot of people seem to be really upset about what's going on. People being upset about, just that he's tired and he's feeling stressed out and, he don't know what else he can do. And so to me, I mean, that's almost like the other coach that coached basketball would kind of make an open statement like that as well, too. And it's almost like I'm basically saying this directly to my athletic director. Look, this is, or I'm actually saying it straight to the AD. I need help. I'm stressed out. Do something better. Let's make the program better because I don't know how long I can do this as well too. Football pays for what the football generates. It pays for everything. Basketball does well, but football pays everything. I mean, 65,000 seats. 65,000 seats. And if every seat was, even if you just went down to $50 a seat, that's still a lot of money every ball. I think somebody did the math like $100 or whatever, but that's a lot of money every ball game. So we got to see what it says. Paul Kershaw says, been a Kentucky fan since '76. Coach Stoops has brought greatness to the Kentucky football. So it's good to really see. And Harold, you watch too, so I can tell that that you're definitely in favor of what's going on, or in favor of Stoops. And it seems that Paul is too. So there's a lot of fans out there who are extremely in support of Stoops. But it just seems that there's and it's always the handful of guys the negative fans who always seems to make the most noise when it comes to situations like this. It ain't the ones that's being positive. It's always the ones who are very, who are not happy or disgruntled about what's going on. So, hey, coach, I say go out and win about 9 to 10 games this year. See what changes. See if things can change. Winning can change a lot. Winning some games, we're going on the road in some hostile environments. If we can go on the road and beat Tennessee or Ole Miss or Texas, I mean, those kind of victories can definitely speak for itself. Or even still, not even take anything away from Florida. Still go to Florida and still beat Florida as well too. Don't take that off the plate because I was going to make Stoops the highest paid coach in college. Dude, I mean, and he's the highest tenure coach in the SEC. So we got to see what happens, man. I would say I would say I like Barnhart, but he does tend to get behind on things, and he really needs to get with the times. And I mean, take away from what happened with basketball, that was always seemed to be an issue with what Cal wanted was a better NIL, was Mitch Barnhart to do better with the NIL and to get up to speed with it, because it's not, I don't care how much people hate NIL, it's not going anywhere. And a program like Kentucky, you got to be one of the pioneers of it, in the sense of you got to set the stage on how other teams run their NIL programs. You don't have a smaller school doing NIL better than you. That's just not how it works. We're trendsetters. We're supposed to set that trend and people follow, but it can't be that way. So things, in that office, in that environment, has to be done better in order to, in order to be able to lure kids and be competitive. Because now we're paying players. College sports is paying players to play. You offer me $500,000. You give me $1 million. I'm going to play for you. I don't even know your name, coach, but you said that you would give me $1 million, so I'm going to play for you. And that's just the system. That's just the world that we live in now. A lot of things are changing daily. So, Tighten Up says, I think coaches are fine with helping raise NIL money, but they shouldn't be in charge of it. We don't want them concentrating on. And I agree with that on what Tighten Up just says. If I'm a head coach and you want me to go out and you want me to compete at the highest level, then let me do what you brought me here to do and get someone in here that can do that. Get someone in here that can that get up in the morning and they know exactly what they're doing. I'm coming in here. I'm working on NIL. This is what I do. Coach Stoops, you go coach. You let me take care of this. Let me set these guys up for success with some money in their pockets, and let's all come together with the pieces, because that's part of the piece now. That's part of the recipe. It's no longer, No longer how many games can you win or can I start? And then it's about can I get paid? So we got to get on board with that. We just do. So I know the stories I've heard about Bear Bryant and Rupp. I just hope Barnhart doesn't make the same mistakes from years past. Somebody's, things just got to change, man. Um, Stoops just wants the NIL staff line. The best programs already have. He wants to compete and go to and that's all part of it right there. So how can you blame the guy for feeling the way that he does? Is that like I gotta go do all of this stuff, and then I gotta make sure that all my guys stay in line. Then I gotta make sure all my coaches are good. Then I gotta make sure that the program is being ran right. That's a lot. I mean, and I get it. For $9 million, you would say to yourself, "Oh, you get paid enough money, just be quiet and just go coach or whatever, go do your thing." But I mean, let's be real. They're human. The body wears down. They're not 25 no more. These guys are getting older. So let's just see what happens, and let's see if eventually one day in the near future, Barnhart says, "Okay, I'll buy in," or I hope they don't have to wait till a new AD is there just for them to get on board and miss out on a lot of opportunities of players just because the NIL system wasn't where it needed to be and it was still behind the times. Montrez and Willie has a pass. If everyone remember, Willie gonna because you know what? I forgot that Montrez is not in the league no more. But Montrez, look, L's down. I'm going to say it, but Montrez, man, that guy can play ball, man, and that's why I think it was nobody said it earlier. The game is going to be really, really scrappy, man. It's going to be really, really scrappy, and it's going to get physical, and it's going to get physical fast because these guys, even though they want to win the $70,000, they want to beat Kentucky, and Kentucky wants to beat Louisville, and when you can beat them and still have a chance to win the money, that's just a double positive to me. And I don't know math that well, but when you take 2 + 2 and that and you get 4, that's pretty positive. Gonna be blood, spill, and freedom. I know, right? Figured the name of the arena and what's about to happen. National champions, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Mark Stoops has proven he's looking for a bigger job that supports their football program more than UK has historically. So, and with that being said, as far as the football goes, national champions, how could fans be so? I mean, it was some pretty nasty. Comments about that overall, and so I just asked myself, like, okay, like how can people really be? How can people really be that upset about the whole situation with just how things are going? So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Dude, he says, "Why not us?" And we're at football school. He needs to stop. So someone said on X is he needs to stop making excuses and win. That's what he's getting paid the big bucks to do. It's always gonna fall back to I'm paying you $9 million. Just win ball games. So let's see. Let's see. Somebody says not on your side. The player will eventually end up with contracts and be praised by the school. Math tickets on sale directly for UK Tickets office are now on sale, and they average $250 a piece. 250 $250 times 65,000 times 6 games equals 100 million. That would buy a lot of NIL. I don't know. Yes, Kentucky cuts. It will be a great night. Mitch has done a good job overall, but he's slacking on NIL, and that's where it's going. It's making the new bloods, blue bloods. Yep, that's what I'm talking about with Rupp and Bear Bryant. Pope was just hired, and his NIL staff. Stoop has been here and needs an NIL staff to make the move forward. Do you think, BB? Do you think there may be a little animosity with Stoops towards Pope because he just got here and everything that he's asked for or needed is already in place and ready to go? Do you think Stoops may feel some type of way because of that? Is because he's been here and he's last year wasn't the best season or whatever. Let's be honest. But overall, I think Stoops being at Kentucky has been decent. So, do you think he feels some kind of way about that? Does he feel like, okay, I'm jealous? Like, well, help me out too as well. As the old saying goes, excuses are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. Yep. Uh, I think so, Harold. National champion said absolutely he feels some kind of way. And does he have the right to feel that way? This is Kentucky football. It was really nothing when I got here. And now look at us. Now we're going to bowl games every year. Now we competing. Now we're sending people off to we're sending people to the NFL. We got more recruits looking at us. We got more opportunities. Why am I not getting what I want? So he got a nice practice facility, but now it's a little bit past that. Now he got the facility before NIL came out. Now that's a new day and time. Give me my NIL team that can go and do just strictly NIL. And you can do that. I don't want to know if mine stinks. I'm not liberal. Only Georgia and Bama has more SEC wins since 2018 than UK. Let me see. I think I got a list for that, man. Do I have a list for that? I think I might have a list for that. Do I? Let me see this for a second. I thought I had something up here on it. I thought I had a list. I seen that there was a post about that, about as far as how many since 18, how many schools have actually had. Where's that at? Media. Do I have a picture with that? No. Yeah, I have a picture right here. So of course Georgia, Alabama's number 1, Kentucky's number 4, I think it is. So I think it's Georgia, Texas. They just joined, and Alabama. So I think, and OU is number 3. Texas is 4, and UK is number 5. But they would be number 3 if Texas and Oklahoma was not here with us. So yeah. It would surprise me if next year Stoops goes to Florida. We'll lose Stoops and Mara. So, man, dude, I don't go online very, very often, to be honest with you. If I do, I'm on it and then I'm out. So I even heard that I seen that there was even some that Stoops and Vince's relationship is not even that great no more. I don't know. I'm not even here to spread rumors. I don't do the rumor thing, but I thought that was kind of odd because I really thought that those guys, had a really, really solid relationship. So to hear that, it kind of made me to see that sometimes everything that you see on surface is not really what it looks like. They don't have any SEC wins. Only because of Texas just joining. Yeah. So they're number 1. They're number 5, only because of Texas and what's the name? Texas and Oklahoma. Those guys are number 5 in the SEC since 2018. But they would be number 3 if those two teams was not there. Vince is the best recruiter in football. No replacing him. And so, I thought they had a good relationship. I do. I like Vince. You gotta keep Vince around. And I like Stoops. So whatever relationship that those guys have, I hope that is good to be able to work together and be productive this year and win some ball games. And let's go and let's see if we can at least be 9-3 when the regular season ends and getting ready for a bowl game. Yes, Kentucky cuss Malachi Marino is the real deal. But I don't think we're going to get Malachi, though. I don't think he's going to come to Kentucky. So only because everyone is replaceable. Everyone wasn't sure what was going to happen with the old basketball coach. He left. A couple of weeks later, we got our guy, and we rolling. We ain't looking back. People are replaceable. Absolutely. That would be we'll lose Stoops and Arrow. That would be interesting if Stoops did go to Florida next year. That would be kind of interesting for sure as well. We got to see how that goes. I still think we get Jasper and Marino. I hope so. That'd be good to get Jasper and Marino. As we all can agree, we might not get both of them, but we can't lose both of them neither. So I just think kids are sitting back waiting just to see who's going to pull the trigger and who's gonna choose Mark Pope first. And then I think once that's, I think once the lid's off that, I think more people would start saying, okay, you know what? I think I can go to Kentucky too. And I think we're gonna be okay. Mika Marinen, I think different guy. Um, it's going to be interesting just to see who, what recruits actually end up here at Kentucky next year. But it's all, at the end of the day, it's really all about it's all about what happens this year with Kentucky basketball. It's what kind of team that Kentucky puts on the floor. If they are as exciting as Krista is making it out to be, we're gonna shoot a lot of threes. Oh yeah, we go, and it's fun too. If it can be that fun and the recruits can see that and they want to be in that program, we'll see what happens. And if we're shooting, and Alabama already shoots a lot of threes. So if we're going to be shooting a lot of threes too, then that means Alabama may have the up theirs too as well. So we have to see how that goes. But I think we're going to be ready for. I think we're going to be ready for this year. UNC, Kentucky, and Duke offered after Peach Jam. Oh, I think he just got that. I think he just got his what's the name too, and I think he was pretty excited about it. I said this whole time, this is Pope's worst year, and it'll shock people. He don't even have UK tape to show recruits. After this year, it's a different story. Yeah. So I just think we just gotta when it comes to on the recruiting side of the house, I just think we have to just kind of weather the storm, get the recruiting tape, see how he coaches, see how the guys get up and down the floor and move and shoot threes. Then I think everything else will take care of itself for sure. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. But see, here's the thing with Jasper. Jasper started off with being at such a UNC started out, from my understanding, and I got Jimmy in here, so so Jimmy, you can jump in and you can tell me if I'm wrong. It seemed to be that Jasper was a big lean for North Carolina. He really liked North Carolina. He's been liking them for a long time. But they don't seem to be in the mix anymore. Now it seems to be, they don't seem to be the front runners anymore. Now it seems to be Alabama is now the front runner now. Now Nate Oates has come in, and he has taken over that front lead, with Kentucky falling to number 3 in the running. So, things change. Everyone, he loves North Carolina, and now it's Alabama. So we just gotta wait and see how this all happens. And I applaud you guys who keep up with this recruiting stuff. It's a lot of work. It keeps you busy all the time. And then you put all this effort in, and then they go somewhere else, and then you right back to zero again. So I applaud you guys for keeping up with recruiting like you guys do. When the world sees how fun UK offense is and how many minutes so many players get and the deep run we make, he'll get a top 5 class from now on. And that's all we're looking for right there. We can give Jasper the keys, even Alabama with seats leaving. They have a lot of older guards. We can give them. Well, Serge is actually coming back. Serge, he actually came out of the NBA draft, and he is actually with seats leaving. Oh, with seats leaving. My fault. My apologize. There was some few people that actually left from Alabama, but I know the Serge came back. So he's actually going to be back. He actually withdrew his name from the draft. So he's actually back on the team. So I was right. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I got something right. Yes. I did it. The defense would send shockwaves. I think so too. And I think it's just for Hurl. I think that Williams at Garrison, they hear the news. They see that these guys are completely, and even Williams talking about just how underrated they are on the defense side of the ball, because everyone just thinks that they're going to just be just only an offensive minded team, but defense is going to play a big part in this, and these guys are going to be ready, because you know that Williams is like, hey, check this out. People don't think I can come from here and play at this level. As they always said, I can show you better than I can tell you. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Jasper, in next class, we have the keys for him. Jasper, Trent, Perry, Chandler, Garrison will probably be back next year. Ortega, all these guys, man, be back next year. We have a good team and bring in a couple more transfers. Kentucky gonna reload next year again. We're gonna go at it. Yes, Williams gave me chills talking about. I really because you don't really see a whole lot of interviews from Williams. Williams is quiet. He's kind of back off in the back. Doesn't need to be seen. He doesn't need to be heard. He's just gonna go out and produce. But to hear him talk, it was really refreshing just to hear him talk and um, just how much the belief he has in his team and how good that they could be in year one up under Coach Pope. And he understands what his job is, and he understands why Coach brought him here, and he's coming here to do that, and he's gonna do that at a high level. Will he rebound at a level like Oscar? That's hard to do. I mean, Oscar's even in NBA, he's still doing it at the NBA level. He's still rebounding pretty good there too. So, I mean, that's some big shoes to fill for someone to rebound like that. But you got to keep in mind, if you playing defense, really strong defense on somebody, and you set that tone early in the game, sometimes that throws players off. So if you come out the first of the ball game and you show them that this is exactly how it's going to be all night long, sometimes players they don't recover from that. They just kind of have that bad game and say, okay, I'll move on or whatever. But I really feel like that these guys are going to come out and they're going to put a lot of emphasis on playing defense, and not just playing defense, but making sure that it's at a high level. And that's what I'm looking for. Maybe have another year because what happened with Bob Huggins. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't see that. So Butler's going to be out after this year. If Krista can come back, that could be good too. Press, shut them down, and that's what we're going to do. And that's why guys only averaging 14, maybe 15 minutes a game is not going to be a bad thing, because we got to let these teams know that we're playing is that we're going to guard you. What is it, 94 feet? We're going to guard you 94 feet the whole game, and we're going to bring it to you the whole game. So bring what you got. You're only playing 8 people. How long can your legs hold up? Because we got plenty of legs over here that's gonna hold up the whole ball game. So bring it and let's press the whole game. And that's exactly how we gonna get a lot of victories this year, is because we're gonna be able to just outwin people, and people ain't gonna know what's gonna happen to them. And I think that's very important, to actually fresh legs every 3 to 5 minutes. That's it. Fresh legs, and we got the guys for it, and they already understand that. That's especially when you're talking about. Sorry about that. Especially when you're talking about Jackson, who's been in the system, who already understands that the minutes are going to be spread as evenly as possible across the board. And when you have that's supposed to be your superstar, and he understands that, and he can instill that on the players that, look, you're going to get your minutes, but we're going to do this as a team. And that's one thing that I like about Krista, even in his interview. So it was a couple of I want to call them bait questions, in a sense of it identify somebody in particular. And hey, lady, thank you for joining so much. I appreciate it. I think it was a couple of questions, but Krista didn't bite. He said, I'm not going to call out who's doing a great job. One particular or two particular individuals. We collectively as a team is doing great things in practice, every single practice. We collectively in practice is doing smart things. We collectively is playing defense. We collectively are growing as a group, and we're bonding. And when you can have that type of terminology, and when you can start separating the he or I, and you can start saying we, you setting yourself up for something great, man, because it's not about one player. It's about the Kentucky Wildcats. And it's so important to understand just what Krista says. We are excited to play for Kentucky. That's good right there. And nobody's trying to go out there and try to get theirs. We're trying to get ours. And that's what matters the most. And that's why this team is going to be very good this year. Let's see. Win, lose, or draw. We are UK. Zeb, thank you for joining in. We absolutely are. We got 12 ballers on the team, which we get our last one, so we can have 13 ballers. I just hope it doesn't mess up the chemistry. Cannot just press. Got to switch the. I mean, it's not about just pressing the whole ball game. It's about throwing. It's about switching it up on them so they don't get comfortable. Like, okay, they're gonna press, so let's make the adjustments. Well, you know what? They've been pressing, then they got out of it, then they're doing something else. So it's about keeping teams off balance, but it's about throwing that in their form. That is about like they're not sure what's gonna happen next. And I think that's why that's so important. But yeah, I agree. You cannot press just the whole game. You got to mix it up. And I think these guys will mix it up. And these guys are prepared to do that. So Pope already said he likes to switch defenses up and mix it up with mess with teams after. Yeah, I mean, and it's about doing something that we really didn't really see a whole lot of the last couple of years, and that is to make adjustments to what the other team is doing. Give them a chance to show their hand, see what they're doing, and then we counter with being able to come back and do something different. And I think that's so important with the ball game, but not just yeah, I agree, not just press the whole ball game. But being able to show that we can press you, that we can play zone, we can play man to man, and whatever else defense we need to play, we're gonna play it, and we're never gonna let you get comfortable. And that's what's gonna be special about all this right here. And besides the point press doesn't always just mean the press; it can mean defensive pressure. And that's it right there. Yep, you guys are on it, bro. You guys are spot on, that my dude. We have a 96er head coach who knows the press and fresh legs. That's it, man. He's going to bring that with him, and he understands that when the defense is ran correctly, then defense can win championships. It just can, because if you can stop the other team from scoring, and you can get out, and you can make that three, if they can't outscore you, then they can't beat you. So we would do it though, but it would be switched up also. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a little bit, and I think that's what's going to be the fun part about it, is just seeing the continuation of changing. And when something's working, I feel he'll go. Yeah, I feel he'll stick with it. And then when we feel like we need to come out of it and go into something else, then we'll go into that too. Don't care what defense we play, just please cover the center, pick and roll. And that's it. Cover. And I think with Williams, I think we're gonna be ready for that too as well. I think we're gonna be locked in. Look at Tubby's team in '98 when they beat Duke. They didn't press, but their defense was awesome. It's all about what the team is giving you and how you have to adjust to that ball game. And if it doesn't mean that I got to press you full court all ball game, but my defense at half court is solid and I can guard you and we can shut you down, then guess what? We'll shut you down. But having fresh legs over there and always rotating people in, that helps a lot with being able to throw different things at them throughout the whole ball game. And once again, never letting the other team get comfortable and letting them feel like that we can get into what we want to do and we can run our offense, because our guys are just going to just be very disruptive. And I'm hoping that our football defense will do the same thing too as well. We'll just make things miserable. Beside the point. Yep. So the offensive defense will be like BYU, but supercharged. It is, because it's just Clint, thank you. It's just a different type of team that you was able to put together versus what you was able to do out at BYU. And because of that, and it's no knock on BYU, because those guys, they had a good year. But it's just a different build of team than it was at BYU, and because of that, you can do more. And Pope's already said that too as well. So this is not something that I'm just coming up with or nothing like that. It's out there. We can do that. Hey James, welcome to the show. You think we get lucky next year and land the Boozer twins? If we do, be the second twins on the catch. I don't know if it's going to be. Where's he at? Jimmy. That's a DHH. That's a DHH. That's a question for Jimmy. JC's not in here tonight. But if you see that, my friend, let me throw this up so Jimmy can see it right here. Throw this up. If you think we get lucky next year and land the Boozer twins, if we do, we be the second twins on the catch. That would be awesome. It doesn't look like they're leaning towards Kentucky. I'm pretty sure that they're going to look at Duke as well. Of course, they're probably going to look at Arkansas too as well with Coach Cal. It was Cal's proud thinking he had the best players making them play one-on-one defense. Pope would actually switch it up and play zone or whatever rather than lose. Yeah, I think so too as well too. Okay. I, Hurl, we here. So I think that's a good point. But yeah, I think that was a good recruiting question for Jimmy as well. I know. So you think I'll get lucky? But they did mention when Stoops first, not Stoops, but Pope first got here at Kentucky. They did kind of mention that they would like to. They don't know. They want to hear from him, but they don't know who he is. So once again, that all falls back onto that all falls back onto. Ooh, it's okay. They good, but we get better ballers. Yeah, they some good players, but I don't think Kentucky is front runners, and it all falls back onto they don't know who Coach Pope is, and I think that's the biggest thing. And the guys who maybe that has been recruiting them are still around coaching, and I think they have the advantage over it. But once again, if we come out, if we have an exciting year, if we can just show these recruits how our offense runs, show them how we focus on defense as well too, and we can win some ball games, some big ball games. It's amazing what happens when you win in ball games and the excitement is around the program and all the chatter is around it. The program is always in the recruits' ears. Everywhere they turn at, they're seeing something positive about a program. So winning, beating some great teams, making a deep run in March, that would all set Coach Pope up for being successful in the end for sure. Will we ever get another 5-star basketball player? I think we get another. Of course, we get another player. Everything, all the recruiting just comes down to how we look this year, and when the recruits see how fun it is, and when they get to know, because Mark Pope is a very energetic young guy, and when they see how he coaches, and when they like shooting them threes, and he enjoys it, and we averaging 43 pointers a ball game, you're gonna attract some 5-star players. You just saw it because 3-pointers that's the way of the game now. When Cal came here, I said I would take talent over experience, but now I want experience. I do too. So I'm like for me, if we don't land a 5-star player, but we get somebody that's in the transfer portal that is proven, I don't I don't lose any sleep overnight. Now there are some 5-star players out there who are generational players who just changed the game of basketball. While they in school, I get all that, and it's not no knock on. I don't want those guys because I take them if they want to come to Kentucky, absolutely. But at the end of the day, those generational players, a Zion or those type of players, they only come around so often. So, and that they only can go to one team before they out of here. So if you can't go get those players, and players feel like I don't want to go to Kentucky, but we can go out and we can actually get some real solid transfer players like we did this year, I think we got a chance to still be successful. And that's for sure. No numbers to throw that night. we spitting facts. Yeah, I think after he thought we was talking about the regular season and not the TBT, then I think he said, I think I go now. So the reason I called him Cal, he's with the pigs now. Trust me, I saw your comment, Harold, and I double read it again just to make sure that I read it. But after that, I was like, okay, he said that on purpose. So I get it. Yeah. Yeah. After this year, we get a top 5 class every year. But it's all about winning, man. And if we go out and we're able to accomplish and finish the mission, the assignment, and win number 9, Coach Pope won't have to recruit very hard no more. They'll come to him. They'll come to him for sure. I really believe that. So, SDB, thanks for joining in, buddy. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. I'm glad everything's working for you. Cal Porky. Cal's down there eating some good. He's down there eating some good pork. Hey man, some good pork is good though. And I hope when Arkansas comes, we able to roast them up and eat some because that's pretty good to have some good pork on the plate at night some nights. So I could even say that here living in a country that is predominantly pork free. Which still got to get it in. Still got to have my bacon, bro. I don't care. Uh, got to go get it. Matter of fact, in a couple of hours when the store opens, I'll probably go back to sleep for a few minutes, but I'll probably be going to the store to get to re-up on my food. Jimmy Ink's national champions, Cal had 5 stars, 1 championship. He didn't have to coach that year. The others he could not. So, we'll see. I mean, 5 stars don't necessarily equal championships. Even with Duke, when they had Zion, when they had old boy that went to I can't think of his name. He went to the Knicks, but I think he's in Toronto now. They had a squad that year. They didn't bring home the champion. So, it's all about this, just kind of like where we at right now. Glenn Morris, welcome into the show, man. Thank you. La 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 la. We are good. Okay. Glenn, thank you. Mike getting that legal point. Man, dude. So before I get off here, guys, I took something to work with me when we played. I'm going to smoke a pork roast and make some pulled pork sandwich. Man, send me one, okay? Make sure you put some barbecue sauce on it and just send it to me, okay? Put some old barbecue sauce on it. But I took a breakfast hot pocket to work with me one day. And I took it when it was still frozen. I just grabbed it out of the freezer. And I put it in the refrigerator at work. And I said, okay, I'm going to go eat it. My mind was just, I'm hungry. I'm getting ready to eat. Man, I cooked that hot pocket with that bacon and eggs in it. And I forgot that it had bacon in it. I was like, please. And it just started, certain foods, they definitely make a big smell. I was like, please don't nobody come in here today, right this time in the morning, man. I'm going to jail. I cannot believe I forgot that this hot pocket had pork in it. And I cooked it because it had bacon in it. And I was so afraid. Do you think we land AJ? That would be a big time pickup if we able to land that guy. That guy is a straight baller. And everything goes. I would rather have 3-4-year players and 4 stars. Jimmy, what's your thoughts on AJ? Do you think we got a really good chance for AJ? Here's the thing. Once again, all this falls back on can Pope, can the Wildcats this year show that Coach Pope can get it done? And if he gets it done, Coach, he won't have to recruit very much. They'll come to him. And I think that's why this season is so crucial in year one. And I guess that's why the expectations are so high as well, too, is for that one reason, is can they have a successful year and they can translate over to a couple of, don't want too many 5 stars, that's for sure. But can it translate over? Can it translate over to being something successful when it comes to recruiting Zion, Cam? Yes, I couldn't think of. I was thinking about RJ and I forgot about Cam, and they didn't win it. You see what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like it is what it is. If you go get talent players, if you go get some talented players who's already been in college basketball for a while, I think it gives you a better chance to actually winning that championship. And I think that's for sure. Did anyone else notice that at the beginning of the year, Cal's team always played lights out? By the end of the year with his team, with his tweaks, they sucked. The evidence is in the pudding. I guess if that's how they say it, my fault. Probably didn't say that right, but it sort of speaks for itself. So let's see. And like for me, with certain people playing so many minutes every ball game, at the end of the year, there's nothing left. there's no energy there. There's no spark. You can't pick up your feet and put it in front of each other because you're exhausted. And I think that's the advantage that we have with Coach Pope is he's going to spread these minutes out. So when it comes January, when it comes February, when we go to Nashville for the SEC tournament, our guys will be up. The other guys from Alabama who's been playing, come on, man, Sirius from Alabama, he's going to average 30, 32 minutes a ball game. He just is, unless he's in foul trouble. The guy's going to get a lot of minutes in, and you take that times all the ball games, and then you take somebody like Butler who plays great defense that would be guarding a player like Sirius, and he's only playing half of the minutes of Sirius playing. Who's going to have the fresh legs come tournament time? It is what it is. It is. So I really don't want five-star players because they want to be one and done. Need ballers, want to stay 3 years at UK. You can't. I don't want too many 5 stars, but having one or two really good players can really help you. The one and done era, like the NIL era, they're not going nowhere. Kids are just coming here just for a year, just to kill time before they make it to the NBA, because not all kids can go straight out of high school to the NBA. So these kids are coming to Kentucky just to fill their time, make some money with NIL, and then off they go. And I think every team in college basketball, pretty much, all the big-time schools got to deal with that, not just Kentucky. If it was a Kentucky issue and it was only Kentucky who was dealing with it, it used to be when Cal first came there, they was doing the one and done, and then everybody got on board. But now everybody's doing it. So this is a college basketball issue, not just a Kentucky basketball issue. But it's not negative to have one or two 5 stars on your team, of course. But I think trying to get 5 or 6, 7 5-star players on your team at one time, I hope for Kentucky that era is gone, and we're building even through the transfer portal. We're going to build guys that's here and bring guys in that can be here for a couple of years, and I think that's why Kentucky will be effective, just because of that. Just because of that one reason right there. So hide this right here. Yeah. So I think that's why it'll be. I want at least 4-star players. 4-star players are not bad. It's only so many players that can get 5 stars. Just because you missed the cut and at least if you make it to a 4-star, you're still a baller, because there's a lot of high school kids out there who don't get any stars whatsoever. So if you make it up to a 4-star, you could still be a 4-star A. You know what I'm saying? You barely missed the cut, and it just came down to a little bit of this, a little bit of that pushed him over you. But if it wasn't for that, you would be a 5-star kid, so you're a 4-star A. And we got to do it. So as long as they're coachable, it doesn't matter if they're 3 or 4 or 5. Exactly. They just got to come in and understand that they're good players, but they're still here because of the team that they're actually on. So, we still got to go out and we still got to play ball as a team. And you can't come in here and just feel like everything just got to be about you. So, Pope said he wants a few 5 stars, but he knows he needs returning players. Yes, absolutely. You can twinkle in some of those 5-star players, but don't get away from having guys that you're building up into the system, that understand the system and can teach these other guys coming in of what it means to play here at this university, particularly so we can win ball games, and teaching these young guys the culture of what's to be expected here at UK, and that's about hanging banners and winning championships. Yes, a player that's ranked 50 might not be a 5-star, but they're good, absolutely. So and then it's the same way all the way down from 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, and so forth. It's all about quotas, and the quota, once a quota is full, you barely missed it, young man. You barely missed it. But that doesn't take away that these guys still can't play basketball for sure. These 4-star guys can still play basketball, and we're gonna see that in the Williams this year. We're gonna see that in some of these other players that wasn't 5-star players coming out of that has already been in college basketball. They can bring that that ability to over where they at right now, and they can make a difference from day one. And I think that's the biggest difference right there is get guys in, keep guys in that can make a difference from day one, bring guys in that can make a difference, and together we can win ball games, and that's for sure. Don't get it twisted. This year's team is going for number 9. Hey, man, we're going for number 9 for real. And the expectations is rightfully so. People are ready. People said we don't want a whole lot of one and dones anymore. We want some guys in here that's played basketball before. We got that. We got a new coach in here. We got a guy that understands what it means to play for Kentucky, and then he's coaching at Kentucky. He understands what it means to hang a banner at Kentucky because he's hung a banner at Kentucky. And now we're going to take that and we're going to translate that. We're going to translate that into more and more wins. And recruiting is going to get better. We're going to try our best to win number 9, and we're going to ride out into the sunset. And that's real talk right there. So I definitely look forward to seeing these guys playing at the highest level that they possibly can. So, but yeah, I like that. Don't get it twisted. This year's team is still going for number 9. Absolutely. I love it, dude. Absolutely. I love it, love it, love it. So, well, guys, I appreciate you guys jumping on tonight for the Loyal BBN Fan Show, man. It's always good to hang out with you guys and just talk Kentucky, man. And some of the conversations we had tonight was not on my radar, but that's what's good about having guys who love Kentucky and just always keeping up and always keeping fresh with the conversations. And I always appreciate you guys, and I want to say that every single show. And I never get old because I appreciate you guys always being here, being ready to go. It means a lot to me, and thank you guys so much. I thank you guys for joining. Look out, Puke the other blue, and Kansas Hope Chase. We get it number 9. We're going, man. We're definitely getting that for sure. I'm gonna take one phone call right before I get off right here. Jimmy, how you doing, man? Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. What you got for us?
Got a chance at AJ. It just if we can lure him from not being out west,
Okay.
I believe that we do got a chance of getting him. And I think Mark Pope has a real good aspect of recruiting players out west, also along with our coaching staff. So they are pretty keened in on getting players to maybe come to the East Coast and play. We'll just see how that works out, but I still think we have a real good chance. They might have to put a little money in, but I think every team's going to have to do that.
Oh, I'm with you on that 100%. I think teams are definitely going to have to put money out, and I think that's the whole thing with as far as with Mitch Barnhart getting on board with NIL and making it better for the football team as well too, because NIL is not going nowhere, and each year we're going to have to pick out 1 or 2 players that we're willing to just open a checkbook and just pay them, and then those guys will actually come, and then we would actually do that for sure. Yeah, so we'll see what's happening for sure.
Yeah, I hate to say that they would go after one player to say, okay, we're going to give you this, and then all of a sudden the other players does not get as much or what maybe they deserve or anything, but maybe one time, but I'm still not into, I love this NIL that players get paid, but sometimes it gets, they need to put a standard on it, a limit.
Well, I mean, it's eventually that may be the case. It may get out of hand in that way, but I mean, it's going to take it's going to take to open up the checkbook for 1 or 2 players every single year to be able to get those guys there. Yeah. But I mean, we all know that they opened up the checkbook for Jackson, but you could tell that he's such a team player that even though he got that money, you can tell that the teammates still love him, and the teammates are really embracing him and his experience working with Coach Pope in the past already.
Yes, and I agree with that 100%. And I would believe later on down the road when some of these recruits start seeing Travis Perry and Kerr Carissa And, all these players that's playing at Kentucky right now, they're going to be like, hey, let's think out of the box. And, hey, Kentucky is a place where we can maybe get a little bit of money, but we don't have to get the big amount of money, but we can still be successful here in Kentucky, win national championships, and Pope is going to have our back no matter what.
I think so too, and I'm definitely with you on that, and I'm definitely looking forward to having a successful year this year up under Coach Pope, and I think that's in that within itself is going to help. It's going to be a major recruiting tool for him moving forward. And as someone mentioned earlier, we'll have that tape, and kids will be able to go back and watch exactly what they do, so they can say, "I want to be a part of this. This out here looks exciting, and we're gonna win. We're gonna win some ball games for sure."
Okay, I got one question. I just want to ask you this one.
Okay.
I was looking at the non-conference schedule.
Okay.
I've got wins for every game but Duke and Clemson. What do you think about the Duke playing in Atlanta and then us playing Clemson at Clemson? You think those two could be maybe a split game we win? I'd rather win the Duke game, but what would you think about us losing that one and winning every game and beating Clemson on the road?
Well, for me personally, just like you just said, I really want to beat Duke. I think if you can beat a team like Duke with the players that they got and with the hype that they got coming in, if you can beat Duke, I think that sets the stage for something special for the year. Is it the end of the year if we don't? I think Kentucky fans are at a point where now we need to go on the road. And you said the game's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, the Duke game is in Atlanta.
So what do we call Atlanta?
Well, that's Catlanta. You know that.
That's Catlanta. So the Cats are going to be out. That ain't nothing but a small. That ain't nothing but a small trip for BBN fans. And BBN, we do what when we go to arenas? We get in.
Oh, we get in and we represent.
We represent. So, that's going to be almost like a home game for us in a sense. So I think Kentucky finds a way. And like I said earlier in the show, players like Chrissa, Butler, Ortega, these guys are going to be ready to play some lockdown defense, and we are going to take over. Yeah.
Did you see what Carissa said today about when they had his interview today and they was doing everything and he kind of looked around the crowd and he was like, well, at 6'2", you got to have some pizzazz by you, but he didn't use pizzazz. He used the S word,
Okay.
SHIT.
I got you. Okay.
But,
yeah. Look, I'm looking forward to
he's ready, and I know everybody else on the team is ready for that game.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, dude, if we could start today, we wouldn't care if we had to start out with those guys at the first game of the year. So that's definitely going to be exciting. And, Clemson is not going to be a pushover as well neither. And Clemson is going to win that ball game. They at home, they're going to have home court. But I still think Kentucky finds a way to win that ball game too as well. I just think that this is going to be I think we're going to start earlier. And Jimmy, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Okay, buddy?
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, go Cats. So for me, it's all about when it comes down to these early games like the Clemsons or the Dukes or not, when it comes down to these early games, because Clemson's not really an early game, but when it comes down to these games, our guys are ready, man. Our guys are locked in, and we gonna get it on, and our guys are ready to go. And my thing is, can they guard us? Can they stop us from what they're about to see? These teams are about to be hit with something that their coach is going to be like, hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So we will definitely be be the wake-up call for college basketball. when we beat. I think so too. You know, we, can the season just start today? Like why we gotta wait for a few more months? Like can't football just take a year off the heel and say we'll be back next year and let's just start basketball for sure. I'm already blocked on a couple of channels. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are nobody. That's for sure. You be on some channels, that's for sure. But yeah, so we'll see. And that Duke, so would you guys rather? Yeah, I'd rather beat Duke. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I want to beat Duke really, really bad. I really, really want to beat Duke, and I hope that's what we do for sure. Hey, we beat Clemson in a bowl game when Papa Brooks was here. So, yep. So after Duke, cause be on the. Hey, man, we just that's just what we got to do, man. We after these games, things will change. And I think things are going to change in a hurry, in a very positive way. And people are going to be like, this Kentucky team, we're sleeping on them a little bit. They better than we thought they was. So I'd rather beat Duke. I don't want to lose to Clemson because I want to win. I want to win the SEC challenge, ACC SEC challenge. I want to win it SEC wise. But overall, if we had to take an L against Clemson and beat Duke, I take it all day long. It is. So I mean, and it won't be now unless Clemson has a very bad year, it shouldn't be a bad loss at the end of the year. But I definitely want to beat Duke. That was when our coach was at Florida State. Yep, I bet money Pope last day better start than Cal did the last 3 years. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to no losses at home, protect home court, all of this. Just a whole different outlook, a whole different era here at Kentucky up under Coach Mark Pope, and that's what makes a big difference. And I think success is just right around the corner, guys, just right around the corner. And that's what's so exciting about just watching these guys, watching the season unfold for sure. So Clemson. Now, King Critical, thank you. I've never seen you before. If I haven't, if it's your first time, thanks for joining in. I haven't really seen your name, but I get it. Clemson is a must win, but I'm just as far as his question goes. Would I rather have a Duke or would I rather have a Clemson win? I'd rather have a Duke win over a Clemson win. But yes, I will agree. Those are the kind of games of Clemson's that we go on the road in a hostile environment. Can we find a way to win these type of ball games? And a couple of times. My apologies for that, King. My apologies. No disrespect to you, but thank you for being here as well. But I think if you want the fan base to get excited, beat Duke, and we okay because we're tired of losing to Duke, we're tired of losing to Kansas, we're tired of losing these games, and we want to win these games. So beat Duke, and I think the fan base blows the roof off even more than what it's going to do already. We got to just win those type of ball games for sure. But once again, man, thank you guys for joining in, man. I really, really appreciate it again. If this is your first time, please go subscribe to my channel on YouTube or here, wherever you're watching from, the Loyal BBN fan page, and hit that like button if you will. And I just I like the handle King Critical. I like that. For me, I like I know I'm supposed to get off, guys, so I apologize. I like Tighten Up. I like that. Son of a Gunner is pretty good too. I like that too. Some pretty cool handles. That's for sure. Hurl, yours is nice too, buddy. I like yours too. And nobody. I like you too as well. I like all you guys. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys always for joining and supporting the site. Thank you. And until Tuesday night, 7:00 Eastern, we'll be right back here again for another episode of the Loyal BBN Fan Show. And Hurl, I saw a comment that you made the last show. It's coming. Okay. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. And go Cats, man. Thank you so. Don't forget about Tighten Up. Look at him. He's still here, dog. I like it. I like it. Yeah. So I love it. Appreciate you guys. And yes, Louisville. Then hopefully when we talk on Tuesday, Kentucky would already knocked off the Ville at that house. and that's what matters the most. So go Cats. Love you guys.